Texas Podcast Massacre contains spoilers and adult language. For more horror, visit us at our website at texaspodcastmassacre.com. This is Texas Podcast Massacre.
Welcome to another episode of Texas Podcast Massacre, coming to you from Houston, Texas. I'm your host, Mitch, and with me as always are my own satanic cult, but with hot people, Lisa.
Fall down and then kick him in the nuts.
And Nate.
I don't need a babysitter anymore.
Well, I'm very proud of you. It's a big day.
Just recently.
You're grown up.
Just recently. Got it.
Gets all grown up. So each week on Texas Podcast Massacre, we take a look at a different horror movie, and we debate a horror-related topic with our unsuspecting victim, who is usually someone that is not what we would call a horror fan. For this week's episode, we've been able to trick and convince back sacrificial David and Liz.
Wow. Spoiler.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Thank you for having us.
Wait, so David, in this scenario, David is the guy that you invite to the party specifically to murder him?
That sounds about
That
right.
sounds right.
He wouldn't be participating in anything like bad. He'd be the one like, guys, stop this. So you want to stab him in the head.
Yeah.
I'm also a minority, so...
I mean...
Yeah, by the rules of horror movies,
Yeah,
I'm
but the
gonna go
minority...
first.
Well, we'll get into it, but the minority guy lasts longer than the stabbed head guy.
The stab head guy.
But barely.
They broke through a lot of stereotypes in
Marginally.
this one,
Yeah.
but some not so much. Anyway, so yeah, this week's movie of the week is The Babysitter. I hopefully you both enjoyed it, or at least,
That's a word.
well, at least, or you have a lot to discuss with it, I'm sure.
Yeah, no, the only reason we're here is to yell at Nate.
Oh yeah, well,
Like,
that's how we usually get most people.
Yeah,
Come
I'm 5
down
years
and
into
yell
this,
at
I
Nate
got
for
nothing but hate coming out of me right now.
Yeah.
I'm ready to unload
Got
it
hate
on
in your
Nate's
heart,
face.
let it out.
All right, well, we're gonna let that hate out of your heart in a second, but first, let's get to our debate question of the week.
We will see how the Lord favors you.
No, you dare not blaspheme. He will punish you. The jaws of hell will devour you. All of you. No.
So in this movie, they had a cool little... They had their own little kind of debate question within the movie itself. They were on the topic of sci-fi, but they said if you could have your own
Intergalactic
dream
dream team.
sci-fi dream team to go up against some big bad, who would it be? So I'm going to turn that around for y'all. So if you could have a dream team to go up against a big bad, maybe it's a horror related, but preferably the people you'd pick would be from a horror franchise.
Preferably.
I will allow our unsuspecting victims, since we know you both aren't
Cheaters.
super horror nerds, to branch out a little bit.
I'm sorry, I
that's
branched
not the
out
reason.
too.
You're also an unsuspecting
Mitch and
victim.
I are the only we're the hardcore.
So we'll answer for the horror folks, but who is your dream team? About 3 to 5 people on your team. Lisa, let's start with you.
Okay, so one of them kept to the horror movie theme. I'm definitely taking the gypsy from Drag Me to Hell with me
Jesus.
because
That is awesome.
that
Yeah,
bitch
that's
gets
good.
stuff done. That's happening.
That was unexpected.
And then
But would she actively
Help
curse
you?
a big bad, or would she have to
Yes.
to the big bad try to screw her over?
I mean, I'm sure she could interpret something as getting screwed
Yeah,
over.
I don't know what a gypsy's motivation is, but you could probably make that work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Okay.
So her and definitely taking Daenerys because I'm assuming her dragon's coming with her.
Is
She
that
let
cheating?
her dragon
How is
get
that
fucked
cheating?
up, though.
I mean, she could still
Yeah.
be the big bad, so we don't
Yeah.
know.
No, we don't know.
Big bad mother. Bad mother.
All right, and then who else did you have on your list?
And Bones, because you need a healer. You got to have somebody there. No one knows what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Bones from Star Trek.
Oh, okay.
Bones.
Yeah.
Oh, my
I'm a doctor man, not a physicist.
He just has like the little thing that goes bleep bleep. You're sick.
Yeah, there you go. Bloop your fix.
moves it around you.
Bleep
Goes,
your
bloop,
fix.
bloop, bloop. Your,
So-
your hypertension second.
And he's always like a grumpy ass
Is that-
who's
is that
looking
a-
at things really realistically too.
There you go.
Instead of 4, you've got
He's a straight shooter.
sci-fi, fantasy, and then
I don't care.
That's awesome.
That's my dream
Just
team.
all over.
who else? Is that it, or is that?
I think that's good. I
Okay,
had others,
okay.
but I think that's
Oh, dude,
that's my
Hey,
focus.
core
hung
group.
onto your butt if you think that she went across too many
And
lines here.
then you need to bring 2 red shirts. Just to,
No, yeah, the red shorts are
you
the
can throw them in
expendable.
front.
Well, Iron Man and Batman were on my list, so they're the red shirts. Not really
Yeah, but
though.
red shirts you get like 1,000 because they're very expensive.
yeah.
I
you know,
mean,
you
the
just-
Enterprise just has endless red shirts.
no one can see us a missionary shaking our heads really hard.
Jesus.
You can't-
Okay,
you can hear on the
we'll
podcast.
move on. David, let's see how much worse you cross the line.
Whoa, my team is awesome. Okay.
Debatable, but that's why we're in this section.
Mitch is gonna be so mad at my list. Because like there's at least 3 that aren't even sci-fi anymore. Okay, so I'm gonna start. I'm gonna at least try to stay close from the beginning. I'm gonna go with Star-Lord. I think I need some brains and some addiction.
Okay, I would count that as sci-fi at least.
Yeah, that's sci-fi.
Okay.
Okay.
Secondly, and I was gonna actually go even worse due to my love of the Fast and the Furious franchise.
Oh my God!
But then I decided, wait, I can cheat a little bit and I can bring in Riddick.
Okay. No, the first Riddick movie has got horror elements
Yeah,
in it. I would say
yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
That's
Pitch
fine.
Black. I want to bring him in because I need someone to speak in only cool one-liners. You know, like
Okay,
everything that
yeah.
happens is a cool. Like,
sure.
Yeah,
You need the blockbuster hero. Yeah.
You
I
should have
gotcha.
seen that coming.
And he has cool goggles, right? So you get.
All right. Third, I just completely different world, but I need someone who's truly going to fuck shit up. I want Vegeta.
Yes! Sorry.
So that would be a Dragon Ball Z fame.
Wow.
Yeah, so it'll be Dragon Ball Z.
The love of my life.
Yeah, we need someone to explode a planet
Well,
in like
there's a
3
point.
minutes.
There's a
Load
point
up,
where
hold
I'm
on.
like, oh, but we need real people, and that's I already feel like if I had to say that in a made up dream team discussion.
Okay, he is the Prince of all Saiyans, but I would tell you that Goku always beats him, so.
Yeah, but Goku would get all like, I want to make this match fair. And then Vegeta would be like, no, I want to fucking kill some people.
Yeah, he would give like the villain an extra chance.
Exactly.
So if you wanted to drag it out, you would definitely bring someone from Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
For the 80 episode fights.
Yeah.
Good.
Correct,
Okay.
correct.
Okay. And then
All right.
Who's next?
I have 2 more, and I have a bonus that I'm going to throw in there
shit.
because I
All right,
can.
just-
All right, my next 2.
And then.
Number 4, John McClane.
Yes.
John McClane. Die Hard. You know, you need some motherfucker
that's right.
who can walk on glass and get some shit done, beat some Russians. You know?
Yippee-ki-yay.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Okay.
Number 5, because this is America and this is Houston, Texas, J.J. Watt.
Wait,
JJ?
John McClane wasn't American enough?
No.
So what
No.
you want someone on your team to constantly be injured and have his back broken?
Oh, suck it. Remember, I'm a Titans fan, so Texans can suck it. But no. I need.
No, you'll $1 million him up, right?
I need a real life Captain America to go fuck some shit up.
Right.
JJ Watt. Bonus, just throwing it in there. A bear.
A bear.
The bear is
A
your best
real
friend.
life bear.
Bear
Normal
would go.
bear.
You could say a zombie bear
No.
from Game of Thrones, and that would actually be closer to horror.
Nope, just a straight up bear.
Nope. Okay.
Because sometimes you're like, hey, there's technology, there's like EMPs, and that's gonna fuck all your shit up, or like psychological crap. Doesn't work
Now,
on a bear.
how well does
if all else fails, send a bear in, let him fuck everything
How
up.
well do JJ Watt and the bear work together as a team?
Dude,
I mean,
I like
'cause
best
American brown Kodiak bear, JJ Watt.
JJ Watt would ride him across. That would be his vehicle.
okay.
Exactly.
Mainly
can't-
because
he can't use
JJ
his
Watt would
legs.
break in half
Yeah,
if he
he can't
tried to
use-
walk
his legs are
more than
unusable.
5 feet.
He needs a bacchiotomy.
We should also say thank you to JJ Watt for helping our city.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, we should.
I feel like we have to always
Yeah.
say that as we make fun of him. For
Also,
being
yeah,
fragile.
JJ Watt raised $22 million for Houston. He was raised like $3 billion for go beating the bad guy. You know, like we need some financial
We
backing.
need someone to do
So,
fundraising.
is there anything?
Yeah.
No, actually, don't even send him in. Just have him in the background.
Just have a fundraiser.
Right. So maybe the bear subs in.
Look,
GoFundMe.galaxy.
It costs
And then-
it costs a lot for armor and weapons. And
Yeah, that's
bear,
true.
bear armor.
That's true.
I mean,
Rebuilding the city.
bear riding lessons. can't be
Rebuilding
cheap.
Achilles.
I mean, Vegeta had like
Vegeta
Bulma
does
and the
ruin
fucking-
everything. He does have Bulma. That's
What's
true.
a corporation? The
Caplicorp.
yeah. We need someone like that. Maybe you should include Bulma. That would have been a better call.
Bulma's pretty bad.
Hi, Liz. What do you got?
This turned into a Dragon Ball Z podcast.
Love it. I've started with Kirk because Captain Kirk is just the best. And if there's a bitch that needs to be seduced along the way, at least we have that buffer.
Okay, so you agree with the B in the movie then, right?
I mean,
Yeah.
mildly, but yeah.
Okay.
2 would be Ash from Evil Dead because
Oh, Ash. Okay.
he does solve
Asher, yeah.
problems pretty ruthlessly.
He's innovative.
Yeah.
He is. And, he's always up for the challenge.
Is this normal or chainsaw?
No, chainsaw arm.
Okay, chainsaw.
Chainsaw.
Okay. Just making sure.
Shop smart, shop S smart. Ash. That's right.
Exactly.
Yep.
Predator, because
Predator's always a solid
the
pick.
most gangster of aliens. Just
Yeah.
he goes for it.
Yeah.
And then in honor of my shirt, Rick and Morty.
Oh, okay. I like that.
Good.
I thought it was going to be Scary
I thought you were going to do Scary Terry. Yeah.
No, Rick Sanchez has never ran into anything that he can't solve. So
Damn right.
Now,
Kirk epically failed.
Is it C-137 Rick? Is it the Rickiest Rick?
It's the Rickiest Rick.
You don't go
Is it
evil
Simple
Morty.
Rick?
No, I want Rick.
Do you want simple Rick?
But do you really need Morty or just Rick?
No, you need Morty
He's
for
not
the...
successful without Morty.
Yeah.
Typically not, yeah. That's true.
Morty is necessary.
Enjoy the flavor of shattering the grand illusion. Simple Rick.
Come on with Simple Rick.
That's
You know
good.
what? Actually,
Rick and Morty's a good. That's a good pick.
that was good. All right,
I like it.
Nate, we got to bring this home.
Sure.
Give me your list.
So I actually only went with things that were in our episodes so far, and I cheated in one because we're gonna do this.
So the
episode
void
shorter.
is one of them?
The void.
Spooky triangle.
The triangle cult. All right.
just the triangle. That's no.
Yeah.
So my leader of the group is Dracula. He coordinates all the animals and does all that stuff. Got shape shifting. So he's he can control like wolves and bats and all kinds of shit. So he's he's the commander.
Bears.
There's no bats in space, motherfucker, so you need to bring a bear.
Tell that to Dracula 3000. Future episode which does take place on the spaceship.
We won't invite y'all back for that.
Yeah.
We'll find someone else for that.
If you want to hear Coolio say bazongas in a movie, that is
this is the movie for you.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So, reconnaissance is Ella from Monkey Shines.
Okay.
You have a reconnaissance monkey with psychic powers.
Plus, she's adorable, so she could sneak past a lot.
Yeah. The second line, someone who I know David is a huge fan of. So in my group, I definitely have Plasterface from Tourist Trap. Except in this scenario, he uses his psychicness and creepiness
Effectively?
Yeah.
So he doesn't throw a dinner party for the big bad?
Yeah, basically, Plasterface is like a sports team that only plays up to the level of its competition.
Gotcha.
So when it was always like terrible teen people, he was just terrible. But once the competition rises, he'll get
when
better.
young people are disappeing all the time.
Exactly.
What else are you gonna do?
They're already terrible, right? And then I have as my enforcer guy, I have Jason, unkillable tank. There,
kind of a mother's boy.
and then actually as my like fifth thing, it kind of parroting what happened in this movie. Something that you can place somewhere, like and like have it hurt somebody. So in the movie, she picked a xenomorph egg. I want to pick the Annabelle doll.
Not the Stanford tree.
Not the Stanford tree this time, but the Annabelle doll, the thing you leave behind to then continually haunt the thing toward the end. So
I think you should have brought the Stanford tree. That would
the Stanford tree would have been good, but
all right, I only needed 3. I only needed 3.
That is.
You picked Predator, I guarantee it.
No, I almost did.
Oh wow!
But I went I went Alien Queen because then I get a bunch of aliens.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's smart.
What's the gestation period, though?
I don't know. She was
It's
cranking
pretty
them out.
short, yeah.
They had her on like a fucking conveyor belt, like just cranking them out for a while there. So, so I got Alien Queen, running you ragged, making you tired. Then I got Freddy to fuck with your dreams.
Sure.
And then I have the nuclear weapon, Cthulhu, god of the... who is probably the big bad in this situation.
Yeah, I was going to say Cthulhu is
but
for sure.
If he's not, then that's my like nuclear weapon.
When I was thinking of like what would be the big bad to make all these terrible people come together, it was Cthulhu.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he would turn on you.
Yeah.
Me and Cthulhu are tight. Okay.
yeah, tight. Like as he's rolling you in his tentacles.
That's fine.
Yeah,
that's fine. I drink enough Kraken. We'd be down.
You're no Cartman. I don't know if you could befriend Cthulhu.
Hey, he likes I'll get the little kitty for him, and he'll be fine. You know, that's all.
I like Liz as the best.
Yeah, Liz actually.
Liz is pretty good.
Yeah, Liz is pretty good.
Rick and Morty was a solid.
Yeah, that's a good
one.
choice. With Scary Terry making a cameo.
yeah.
Somehow.
Well, bitch.
Oh, bitch.
Awesome.
All right. Well, yeah, that was fun. If you are all ready, then we can dive into this week's movie of the week, The Babysitter.
911. My babysitter is trying to kill me.
Are the attackers in the house?
They're downstairs having a blast.
Alrighty, babes, let's head upstairs and get the blood of the innocent.
This would go viral. I mean, nobody's done human sacrifice.
People have always done human sacrifice.
Yeah, but like, not in America with hot people.
Hey.
Things get messy when you make a deal with the devil.
All right, so The Babysitter, which just came out on Netflix on Friday the 13th, is about a young boy who, when staying up to try to spy on his babysitter, possibly having sex, realizes she is, in fact, leading a satanic cult and trying to steal his blood, essentially, to get all their wishes to come true. Nate, what do you got in terms of some fun facts about this one?
Yeah, so this movie was a tight 85 minutes, right?
It did not feel like it.
It's a 6.6 on IMDb right now, but it just came out. It was like 1,000 votes, so right in the middle, kind of.
So wait for it to go down.
It potentially could. The tagline is "Dream girls can be a nightmare," which is one of the better taglines I think that we've had recently. So the director of the movie was Mick G of Terminator Salvation, This Means War, and Charlie's Angels 1 and 2 fame.
Yeah, sell him on it.
A lot of great movies of that. I just put down he is executive produced every known TV show that's ever existed.
Including the Pussycat Dolls.
Sure. Did he really?
Yeah, really.
Yeah, actually, Liz, you were telling me he was
every show has been
involved in something else as well.
Yeah, he was a music producer previous and was responsible for some pretty epic 90s music, David.
Well, sorry, was that producing the videos or the...
He was a music producer
videos.
And a video producer.
The music videos.
So he was responsible for Sugar Ray.
Yeah.
For Sugar Ray's Fly,
yeah.
Smash Mouth's All-Star,
yeah.
and Offspring's Pretty Fly for a White Guy, which is basically a triumvirate of, like, epicness.
Yeah.
Somebody did once told me the world was going to roll me.
The car was
I
going to
ain't
roll
the
me.
smartest tool in the shed.
Yeah.
You were looking kind of dumb.
Oh, God.
No, but he produced Supernatural, Nikita, Chuck, and The OC, which is my personal favorite.
Oh, yeah.
Something you agree on.
Yeah,
I like it.
OC.
We found something.
All right. No, so in the cast, the most famous person is probably Bella Thorne, who is Allison the cheerleader. She's in actually some other horror movies. She's in Amityville Awakening, which came out this year. Boo, Medea, Halloween last year.
It's a great movie.
Yeah. She was in Shake It Up at age 12. That's a Disney show. That's kind of where she got her start.
Oh, of course, that one.
Yeah, and then so then the actress B is Samara Weaving, who's Hugo Weaving's niece.
Oh,
okay.
And she's Australian.
Okay.
And she is coming. She's Glenn from Walking Dead.
Yeah.
So she's starring in a movie with him called Mayhem that looks crazy. Highly recommend checking out that trailer.
And then Sonia, that's the other girl, right? Sonia.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was in Pitch Perfect.
Yep.
If anyone was like wondering
She's one of the
who she was,
pitches.
yeah.
Yes, she's one of the pitches.
Yeah.
Also, the mom of Cole. I don't
It's
know.
from Ricky Bobby.
Yeah.
In the league.
Nice.
In the league. Yeah, she's the.
And the league. That's right.
And the dude is famous, too.
Yeah, he was in.
He's in a
Burning
MTV.
Love.
Yeah, Ken Marino. Yeah, in Children's Hospital.
No, him too. Yeah, I love him.
Children's Hospital.
Briefly in B99.
The hunky, teenage boy was in a MTV series or something.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Well, so then Max, the guy who doesn't wear the shirt.
Yeah.
So he was in the Netflix sci-fi movie called Ark. I don't know if you guys saw that. Highly recommend it. It's like a low budget sci-fi movie. It's really good. He's Agent Miller in the X-Files.
Can I just say
the new
this
X-Files
is
show
Nate
for Mitch?
recommending something?
Yeah, I know. I was like, I'm not taking much of this to heart.
Well, I just heard low budget sci-fi movie, and I'm like, that's exactly how I want my sci-fi movies, with a low budget associated to them.
Like Primer. That's good. Anyway, and then in 2014, so this screenplay has been around for a little while until Netflix picked it up. It was in the 2014 Blacklist, which is like the best screenplays that haven't been made yet, and so that kind of made that list, and then it got made, and then Netflix picked it up. So that's it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, if I guess you couldn't already kind of guess, if I ask you for your overall thoughts, I'm going to assume not thrilled at this one. So I will jump in real quick and just say, I actually enjoyed it.
Yeah.
There's so much judgment looking your way.
Well, and I'm curious. We'll get into it as we go through the movie, but I'm wondering if you're a fan of horror movies, will you appreciate this more than if you are not? But I'd like to hear we'll go through more what you think. But overall, I guess, what did you two, Viv and Liz, think about the movie?
I thought it was just awful. I am a fan of horror movies in general, but this movie thought it was better than it was. Like, when they made it, they were like, we're doing something really good here, but they actually weren't at all.
So basically, like those 90s.
Yes. And, no.
Like Sugar Ray.
Yeah, I'm noticed this about myself. I'm big on character development, and if you're gonna give me a movie that pretends to be a horror movie with any level of value, right? I need to give a shit about what's happening, and I did. Like, there's only like one or two characters that I care about. The rest seem like filler.
Yeah.
And on the comedy side, I was just like, this feels really cliche, and I'm not laughing at the comedy side.
It wasn't scary. It wasn't suspenseful. It wasn't funny.
It's not like I compare against like a Shaun of the Dead, right?
Sure.
Which is
horror movie
amazing.
comedy where I'm actually laughing at the comedy part, and the horror part is not, like not fully blown horror, but the fact that the comedy stands on itself makes it a little bit more worthwhile. Where in this one, I was just like, I'm not laughing at the comedy. I don't give a shit about 80% of the people that are in this movie, and then it seems like there's a whole jumbled mess in the middle part of the movie that doesn't really go anywhere.
And like the tactics they used that were to be cool, like they didn't do them well, so they just weren't cool. Like the insertion of like the music in certain parts, you're like, oh, just fuck you.
And the captions.
And the captions, like they can be done right, but they just.
Yeah.
Oh, I might have as a plus. The captions.
Lisa, what do you, I guess you kind of agree more with
echo
that?
those statements, yeah.
I mean, I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. So getting ready for, the few podcasts, we watched this and then Happy Death Day practically back to back. And you guys have heard my review of Happy Death Day. I hope. I really did like that one. It was very well done, very well shot. So I don't know if I hadn't seen it back to back, if I would have given this one more, leniency, but comparatively, I didn't like this one as much.
Considering you saw this one first and you were already not thrilled with it.
I wasn't thrilled with it.
Don't think Happy Death Day.
But I agree with
influenced it as
David.
much.
I think there's an element of there's no character development, even for B and the kid. Like, there's nothing. Like, you get to part of it and she's trying to explain why she's doing this, and I'm like, well, I don't really care. So.
Yeah, I wonder if this movie had come out maybe 10 or so years ago, would it have done better? Would it have felt a little fresher? I can certainly see the cliched part of it, right? Like,
Yeah,
they went through a lot of
I think
things
seen a
that have already been
Tarantino movie, but
used.
Tarantino knows how to do that.
Yeah, I guess for me, I think that they were going for like the subversion of cliches in some of these things.
I think you're probably right. I just feel like when you're going to do that, right? When you're going to say, hey, I'm going to hit a cliche in the face and make something out of it, you need to do it really well.
Yeah.
You can't half-ass that sort of, I'm going to be subversive and sort of shove your cliche back in your face if it's not going to be well done. I feel the dialogue in a lot of the middle of the movie is where it fell apart for me. I feel like the beginning, the first 15 minutes was a good setup. Like, you kind of cared about who this kid was.
Yeah.
And the babysitter situation. Okay, this kid is really freaking weird and a huge nerd. I get it. I was a huge nerd. Didn't have a babysitter, but maybe I should have.
You should have.
I'm relating to this, but then like this satanic cult part kicks in, and you're like, I don't know who these other four people are. Okay, now one of them is dead. The dialogue in that, like the cheerleader dialogue,
That was awful.
She was. She was
like all of those secondary characters, like
We're all terrible.
Like shirtless dude, the other dude.
I like shirtless dude.
No,
he's giving like pep talks like midway through.
He had a couple of moments
that was kind of awesome.
That was actually kind of funny when he's trying to psych him up, but like that lasted 3 minutes. Everything before that made no sense. It was like I don't know.
Well, so let's get into some of the details then.
Sure.
So, the first really part of this movie is really kind of building up the character of Cole, who is the kid in the question. You kind of meet his parents, who are
overprotective,
still getting him a babysitter, even though he's 12. Although he's very much terrified of his own shadow. Doesn't really want to learn how to drive. Is just kind of very reserved.
Although he does
really
talk shit to like the bully, like under his breath, but but
not very. Yeah.
Like, why are you so concerned with my balls?
His bully was also like this fat, offensive little boy.
Right. Yeah.
He was 14 though.
Yeah. With a bike that that had a girl's
and fucking
name.
a 16-year-old. So.
Yeah. Apparently.
He had his own little catchphrase.
Right. And then of course we meet B, his babysitter. So I guess kind of your thoughts about it was obviously you know where it's going, particularly if you've seen the trailer. But I don't know. I thought the build up for their at least relationship was well done and pretty sweet. I thought they acted.
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, I liked. Yeah, they were definitely bonding. They had their dream team question. They were watching movies and
I think pretty quickly, good, even talk about character development. I feel like at least they did a very good job of building it. They've known each other for a while and they've got each other's backs. They're pretty. They've been a duo for.
She stabs the bully's bike tire.
Yeah.
I think in general the little boy was the best too. Like acting, like delivery, everything
really
about that little boy
him.
was the best part of that movie by a long shot.
And to your point, I think they built his by the 15 minutes into the movie, you understand who this kid is. Like why this kid is weird or special or what's going on with him. You get him, you understand him, and I think you do understand, to your point, very well, like his relationship with this babysitter, this really good-looking, probably senior in high school girl that's he's obviously has a huge crush on, but she's really nice to him. Like that whole, you're into that. That makes sense. It's flowing well.
Yeah,
it's right after that point that things take like a 90-degree turn.
I do want to give a quick shout out first to the parents who are, all we're told is just that they're going off for the weekends, and that's why they keep getting a babysitter. And then at one point you do see that they're going off the weekends is basically for unenthusiastic hand jobs, which just seems like a waste of money for the babysitter and hotel.
Well, it was a Hyatt, so
it was a Hyatt.
Living large.
Living large. The dad cracked me up. I mean, the mom was fine. Just don't really see much of them in the movie. The dad was cracking me up though. But I thought the fact that they just kind of they put that one scene in is like, so that's really all you're doing, huh?
But the scene was great because they did the Chekhov's gun, right? So if you show something, right, like early on in the movie, then you always come back to it, right? Like, and so it was funny because at one point a knife was supposed to be somewhere and then it wasn't. And then the reason it wasn't was explained during the hand job, which I thought was fantastic. I thought that was
I laughed pretty hard at that.
That was really good.
I also enjoy that as an adult. I truly appreciated that she was yelling at him for putting the fucking knife in the goddamn dishwasher like a Neanderthal. Like,
right.
You do not do that.
Dumbass.
Okay, so Cole, at this point, we get the relationship. I guess the girl he kind of likes that is his age sort of suggests that, maybe she's, banging a bunch of dudes after he goes to bed.
Yeah, that's Melanie, and she's clearly crushing on Cole pretty hard, despite his, I would say, extremely loser status at the beginning of this movie.
Right.
Nothing's going well for this guy.
Losers are like the new it thing, though. Yeah. You want the next Steve Jobs.
Wait, was that you saying losers are the next it thing?
Pun intended?
I was going to say.
Thing?
Yeah, oh, well. Yeah. Whatever.
I got you.
Anywho.
That's all fist bumping happened over here. So she's crashing on him pretty hard, and he decides, oh, yeah, I'm going to do that. Even though then she calls him immediately a perv for putting it out there, and then he's like, yeah, maybe I will check that out. Perv.
I did like when he went to check it out, though. She was like, no, wait, don't hang up. Take me with you.
Yeah.
No, who's the perv?
It could be an orgy.
Right. And we do get a spin the bottle. I do notice when I looked up IMDb for this to prep, one of the tags for this movie was lesbian kiss. So if that's something that is important to you in a horror film, this movie delivers.
Just went on for like 3 minutes, and it was so unnecessary.
Yeah.
As a woman,
was it unnecessary?
I mean,
early on, Liz,
as a dude, that is.
Early on, I sat there and said, I am clearly not the key demographic for this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was going to say, as a dude, I just recognized that it was a dude who directed the movie the second that happened.
Obviously.
Like, 3 minute long.
What if you two chicks made out? That'd be good.
That would be the story.
And then you lick his face.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it is what it is.
And then she goes to make fun to make out with this the dude she's brought, this kind of tall, lanky, nerdy dude. He's supposed to kind of, I guess, sort of be like a older Cole, really.
Yeah, he's the Samuel. Yeah.
And as she's making out, I don't know where, but she pulls out these big ass knives and just right in the head, both of them.
Yeah, both sides of the head.
Yeah, and then he still is surviving
and
this.
screaming.
He lived for a really long time.
Yeah,
with
that's
those knives in his
bullshit.
head.
Yeah.
I'm not a.
I guess it depends on where in the
You're
brain
not a
you get it.
not a neurosurgeon.
Yeah.
but-
You're not
It's that back
bones,
part of
but
the
that
brain
shouldn't have
that's more
happened.
important, but
Well, maybe she looked up where to stab in the head, and then because then they were.
the language center would have definitely been messed up.
Right.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
But it was great because then they were.
Look at the psychologist with big ass words.
Yeah.
The language, the medulla oblongata,
Yeah.
been severely
I
impacted.
thought the big brain maker over there would be fucking dead real quick.
But I loved how they were then propping him up because the stabbing wasn't to kill him. Well, I mean that was part of it, but the stabbing was mainly to have blood draining receptacles for them to put chalices under.
Yeah, of course.
And then, of course, the black guy in the crew moves the knife and just gets the Kill Bill level-esque blood spray to the face, which was an ongoing,
which happens multiple times, right? He gets sprayed with like pints worth of blood multiple times in this movie. And has again a very cliche reaction every single time.
I enjoyed.
He was like the most cliched.
He said, "Do I have AIDS or something?" I said that at some point.
It was 3 people who have AIDS or something like that.
But not just that. Like it was very much like I'm sorry. It was token black guy in a horror movie reaction to everything.
Yeah, he was trying really hard to be a new Wayans brother.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was like scary movie.
Yeah, he wasn't giving good lines either. Like that Black Lives.
But just,
I was gonna say the acting wasn't
I
bad.
Like him, I've seen his vines, and that's where I know him from being kind of one of the Vine comedians.
I was gonna say like the acting wasn't bad. It's just the lines weren't very good.
Yeah, his lines and the lines. The Pitch Perfect. What was her?
Sonia.
Yeah, Sonia. Yeah, her lines and his lines were like the weak links.
But this script ended up on some list of amazing scripts.
Well, scripts that hadn't been made yet, so it's like the best undrafted football player. It's kind of
skinniest kid at fat camp.
Yeah, but those two. I agree. Those two were probably the least well written. Cole was well written. B was well written. The cheerleader was supposed to be stupid. I think they nailed that part of it, but she at least had a couple of things here and there. And then Max, the shirtless guy, I kind of like some of his stuff.
He had moments.
Yeah, he had moments. He at least had moments.
I mean, that guy, he had lines like Carrie would have been better if she were black, and then she would have been covered in Hennessy.
Exactly. Like that.
What is the next line supposed to be?
Well, no, his next line immediately following was looking to the cheerleader and said, "You look like Big Bird's side bitch."
Okay, no, that was a good one. I laughed hysterically at that. That was good.
I wrote that one down as well.
He had some good lines, but okay, so I think Cole reacts reasonably to a cult murdering someone in his living room, and then B, also trying to steal his blood. And then, he tries to call the cops, who also then come and get dispatched pretty wickedly. Like, one dude just throws like a harpoon, he just like lances him
in the eye.
Yeah.
But that's the part that
And
I
then
don't
the
get.
other guy didn't shoot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Cops these days shoot you for any fucking reason. If you harpoon their partner, you're all going to get shot a lot.
Depending on potentially how you look.
I said this scene works because cops rarely shoot first. Yeah. Yeah. That's why the scene works.
And then
Mind
he
you,
shoots the
not to talk shit about cops, but like personal, like
if
personal
I were a cop,
reaction.
I would have shot the fuck out of every person in
If I
that
walk
room.
into a room and my buddy gets harpooned in the face, I'm going to shoot every person left.
Well, I think if a guy has a harpoon up like he's going to throw it, it's
That's
he's getting
enough.
shot in the arm.
Well, when we established this when we did the podcast of what was it, Spooky Triangle, like my view of the world is you show up and you shoot every motherfucker that's in there and you ask questions later.
Well, so someone did get shot. It was Allison, and she got shot in the tit, which was an ongoing joke.
But it was from the guy that got harpooned in the face.
I know,
surprisingly.
but it was an ongoing joke the entire rest of the movie.
Yeah, she was very upset about her
You're using
damaged
that
titty.
term joke like
Right. Which it goes to Liz's point. I think they thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. And they just kept like.
Wait, you saying you didn't laugh at I don't want to lose my boob? You didn't laugh at that
She
line?
could still be in a
I only laughed at you look like Big Bird's side bitch because that was beautiful.
Yeah. You didn't laugh at the who's going to motorboat these, and followed by, do you mean a short motorboat or a long motorboat? To which he then follows that up with the actual motions.
See, again, I say not the key demographic for this movie.
No, I'm sorry. I'm the key demographic for this movie. I'm fucking 25 to 40-year-old male with the mind of a probably 15-year-old male. I should have laughed at that, but I didn't. It's not well delivered.
What about the NASCAR Nation bitch? Line from the dad.
Nation bitch is great. I wrote that one down. The dad is the Melanie's dad is fantastic. Yeah, I agree. The motorboating part was where I was kind of like, all right.
Yeah, that I was getting too much.
Chucklehead over here.
Also, she lived for a very long time with a bullet through her chest.
Well, it's just through a boob.
Yeah.
There's shit behind boobs. Who the fuck taught you anatomy?
All that fat slowed it down.
No, it didn't. Who taught you aerodynamics? And like,
no one taught the guy who gave us Sugar Ray that being shot in the boob, it could potentially be fatal.
That there's a heart behind the boob, and I'm not trying to be emotional here. Statement of fact.
There's a heart behind that boob.
The part that I liked in
there's a heart behind the boob.
We should probably trademark that before anyone else.
Yeah, that is copyright.
That should be a shirt. I would wear that shirt.
We got to put the on the right spot. But no, so the part I liked though was when all the stabbing was happening, they kept showing Cole. Cole, who earlier in the movie asks, "Mom, am I a pussy?" And the mom's like, basically says yes.
Yeah,
but says it in the nicest way possible.
Yeah.
Which I hate when people call people pussy. That's stupid. But then he's watching all of this unfolding. They're showing shots of him, right? And he's frozen, right? Mm-hmm. And then once he snaps out of that, he almost turns into like Kevin McAllister from Home Alone.
This is basically Home Alone.
Like once he gets over that first initial thing, he basically Home Alones it.
Yeah,
but I liked. But with some accidental shit happening, right?
Yeah.
Like Home Alone is like very
play
deliberate.
In the treehouse.
Yeah. Home Alone was very deliberate. Fucking
because no one is as sadistic as Kevin McAllister. Kevin McAllister is our greatest serial killer / sadist. I mean, he becomes Jigsaw. It's clear evidence he becomes the Jigsaw killer from Saw.
Should he be in our dream team?
Maybe. I would take.
Wow.
I would use Time Machine, take both Jigsaw and Kevin McAllister. Yeah, guess what? Same person. They even look alike.
Yeah. You still have spots in your team. You can add.
Yeah,
I'm adding Kevin McAllister on my team.
Oh, the big bad is just stepping on micro machines
and Buzz's girlfriend.
Oh no, there's
Wolf.
marbles.
Oh, man.
Okay, so once he does snap out, he does go Kevin McAllister / MacGyver.
Yeah.
Would almost get out if they hadn't drawn some of his blood because they need blood of the innocent.
Yeah. And he really, I mean, as a kid, imagine you're 12, right? And all this is happening. And he sells the sleepiness.
Yeah.
Pretty well. I mean, he's getting stabbed. He hates getting stabbed. One of the best lines. Well, Mitch, I'm sure this is one of your favorites, but the best lines in the movie in the very beginning is the school nurse.
That nurse is incredible.
Yeah.
The take this shot like you take some ass. The minute that I'm sure Lisa did not agree. The minute that line came out, I was like, "Oh, the movie's gonna be incredible." I was already.
You notice the three who keep laughing at all these things.
Lisa and Liz both immediately looked away from the microphone, like we married children.
Oh my god!
Our lives are fucking forever tied together to large man-child.
Yeah. I like how Nate was offended by the word pussy, though. But like this was him.
Yeah.
But this was clever to him.
I mean, I didn't say it was clever. I just say I laughed at it. There's a difference.
But offended by pussy.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's all good. But yeah. So then he fakes being asleep. They take his blood, and then he tries to Rapunzel down into out and try to escape.
I like that you just said Rapunzel down.
Yeah, he's Rapunzel down.
Not Rappel down. Yeah. Rapunzel.
Yeah, he's Rapunzel.
So let me ask y'all this. So Cole does eventually go through and just starts dispatching everyone in the cult.
Mostly by accident. Some to some degree he works himself, or at least has a basic plan.
What were your favorites? If you had to pick one of them, which one would you say is your favorite way he dispatched them?
I did like the firework underneath the house, just it exploding, and then she goes, "I'm still alive," and then it just explodes again. And I'm like, "Yeah, you're not." But I still don't understand. Another point: how the hell that doesn't ruin that foundation of that house?
Yeah,
that thing would come crumbling down.
Engineering, bitches.
Yeah,
apparently.
All the spiders.
The spiders,
took the
spiders,
impact.
yeah.
Took the impact and
spiders,
saved the house.
They sacrificed themselves to save the house.
I do have to say, kudos to that kid for not moving, because the second that spider was above my head, I would have flipped the fuck out and been dead. It would have been over.
Yeah, this guy, you get to see the grittiness being added to this kid throughout the movie. It was nice.
I didn't like any of the deaths. Like he the fucking first dude just falls off the second story. Okay, I kind of enjoy that part that he falls from the second story and lands
on an award
on his neck on like a glass
award?
thing that just
an award.
Yeah, some sort of award, because it was gory and I enjoy that. But
it was good.
But other than that, it was
right through the jugular.
Yeah,
the guy's
was,
commenting, "Oh, that was ridiculous."
They spent all their practical effects budget went into that
one fucking shot.
Yeah, pretty much.
I was gonna say I'm not gonna lie. Like I lost so much interest. I was looking at handbags at this point. So I don't know that I saw most of the special effects. I know what happened, but none of them were more impressive to me than like Gucci, I guess.
Okay.
So
yeah, like she's getting a Gucci bag. That's
okay. Nice.
Nice.
Dreams
do come true, everyone.
Yeah.
Nate, how about you?
Yeah. I don't want to say the end because we'll get to the end, right?
Well, right. Yeah, we'll talk about the final.
Yeah, so I'll skip that one.
Because that would be a candidate. Like fucking judgment over here.
Okay. Well, I like that, but I would say I liked the when the guy accidentally hung himself.
Yeah, the quarterback.
The quarterback.
Yeah, I thought the whole exchange with the quarterback was actually pretty good. I enjoyed that. The him trying to run through and kick him in the dick, and then he's like, "Oh, you missed my dick," which is the dumbest thing ever. But it's so funny.
He missed the dick kick.
But yeah, the fight in the treehouse where he falls off and
accidentally hangs himself was good.
I liked it.
That was the most Home Alone-y kind of part of it. Like he hides in the treehouse. It was almost exactly
Home
the same.
Alone-y.
Home Alone-y.
Sounds baloney.
Yeah, but even
That just happened.
Kevin McAllister had the nice, zip line.
Yeah, but
set
he
up.
had time to prepare.
This kid just falls into stuff.
This is Home Alone on the fly. This is like he didn't have any
sloppy ass Home Alone.
Well, for the next movie, Babysitter 2, all right, he'll be ready. He'll be ready. All right.
And y'all didn't like the cheerleader getting her head blown up by a shotgun?
But that had nothing to do with it.
It wasn't as elaborate. The other ones were at least a little more elaborate.
Okay, I'm just asking.
It was
shouldn't
fun
have been
that the
alive
head-
at that point.
Yeah, it was fun that head just completely disappears. Like that was cool and all, but like there was no build up to it, and it was like okay.
I did like his encouragement, though. He's like, you can still be a journalist. You still got your face.
Okay,
it's
but
cool.
I'm sorry, like in all of this, she was gonna fucking kill someone so she could become a journalist. She didn't think enough of herself that she could do that.
Well, she clearly didn't think she had the brains for it, considering she's worried about losing her boob.
I don't know.
Considering she said it was deflating.
I was gonna say boobs are an important part of
She
journalism.
thought her boob was deflating.
Was she gonna go work for Fox News or something? What's going on here? Oh, sorry.
All right, so this all ramps up to really Cole deciding to stand up for himself, mainly because he gets his first kiss, and that is all he ever needed in life, apparently.
Yeah, it's like a Popeye with like spinach. Or
he gets his
something.
first kiss from the girl that's
Women
crushing
are
on
responsible
him.
for everything.
Yeah. Behind every young boy, manning to fuck up is a girl.
Yeah.
Making out with him, I guess.
Behind every barrel roll is a woman.
So he steals NASCAR bitch's sweet ride.
Yeah, the dad,
literally flips it into the house after what was a pretty cool little chase scene with B in terms of the stalking scene.
Which how many times can a vase fall off of a table?
Dude,
that kid, and they kept
that
pushing
kid,
back.
Hold it.
All I know is that the Cleveland Browns are signing him to a contract stat.
Cleveland Browns would sign me to a contract.
They need
Josh Gordon.
Yeah. So okay. So
how many NFL game suspensions does he get for running the car into the house? Is that 2 games?
Well, he
did none.
Well, he did.
none at all.
Yeah.
What?
It's fine because you can straight up just beat a woman fine, and you're like not suspended. So it's okay.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. And he ran a car into
Ray
him.
Lewis probably killed like 18 million people during his career. He never missed a fucking game.
Ray Lewis has the equivalent of 1,000 barrel rolls. Is what he was saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now you just can't smoke weed. Hence, Josh Gordon.
Okay.
Do not smoke weed. Yeah. Okay. So. Tell me, I mean, this final scene. So it looks like Nate, you liked the final scene. Looks like y'all did not.
I liked it.
So fight it out.
Did you see
fight
the final
for my
scene?
approval?
I did. I saw the whole thing. I watched the whole thing. I was committed to coming here and telling Nate how much
It
I
did not
hated
take
him.
her 85 minutes to buy the Gucci.
Yeah, exactly.
She needed a
just narrowed
tight
it down.
20, and then Yeah. So okay. So he rolls the car into him, and then they have a heart to heart.
Well, the thing I liked is I love the foreshadowing because he was trying to stab the car in like the RC car. That was the whole knife thing right earlier because he was trying to get it to do the barrel roll right. Yep. And so I loved how that was the foreshadowing to that.
They had a lot of things that they introduced. They introduced like the Protestants equals prostitution. The prostitutes part.
And then she says, "My dad is out with a Protestant."
Yeah, that was great.
So
what's the exact quote? It says, "Where's your dad? He's with some Protestant." That's awesome. I love these kids, and it was kind of cool to see the kids like not know like they're doing like an orgy. Like, what's an orgy? I don't know, but
again,
they're probably doing it.
The kids were the best part. Like,
the kids were the best part. I definitely.
Now the barrel roll.
Agree.
So he crashes into the house and he pins this bitch on the ground, and she looks perfect. Like she hasn't been hit by a car.
Of course,
it's pinning her to the legs, and she's full conversation and then dies. So I don't.
Well, did you? Okay, so. So did you like the conversation at least?
No,
or no?
I didn't. He also selected Data for his team, which earlier I said was fucking stupid. But overall, I actually hated the character of B. I thought it was
really?
like the most bullshit, man-produced bullshit I've ever seen.
Thank you.
Epically hot bitch who's really nice to people and super nerdy and really cool and every dude's fantasy that's just not realistic. Sorry.
Well, it's crap because then she stabbed someone in the head.
She was still nice to him afterwards.
Hey, there's a lot of dudes that will put up with that. Just straight up.
Yeah, no. She was a whole heaping pile of bullshit in my book. But that's okay.
It's fair. David, what thoughts about the final scene?
It just seemed fuck. I don't know. I just didn't
I have no word.
I just didn't give a shit about it. Like, okay, you fucking drove a car into her, cool. And to Liz's point, there's this like long ass conversation that happens while I presume you're bleeding out, and I haven't seen someone bleed out, but I assume while you bleed out, you're not a coherent human being.
Well, maybe that was foreshadowing for the end.
Maybe
end sequence.
The book is gone.
You should have looked through the credits. You should always fast forward through credits.
We did watch the end of it.
So you did see that she's survived.
What I did like, and this is what we always say in the show, is that I'm the person who would like just try to like do whatever like to stop the evil and then end up killing myself. Mm-hmm. He actually ends up because she's super hot, right? Mm-hmm. B, he's loved her the whole time. And then he ends up just torching the Satan book, which
he loves her the whole time until one girl kisses him. Then he's like,
fuck that
"See ya, bitch."
I have a backup plan now. So
I think he was still okay.
So the younger bitch comes.
I think he was okay until the head stab.
Yeah, he jumped her for a younger bitch. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
I think he was okay till the head stab. But no, I did appreciate that. Yeah, this kid, he went from again total loser to like,
this bitch.
He went full UFC and like just like totally tit punched the cheerleader at one point, which was absolutely even like I can't even. It was so bad.
He just rock'em sock'em roboting her boobs.
Yeah,
but even that scene turned like real fucking stupid in like half a second, where she gets offended that she's getting punched in the boob, and there's like a whole dialogue about it, and again,
I agree, but. I guess I just saw it all in terms of, and again, there were lots of flaws in this movie, but I saw it in terms of at least it was the Cole guy, progressing as a person into more of a badass. So I like that.
I want him to succeed in life, and everybody else who's associated with that movie, especially the director.
So you want Mick G like no more?
Hate him.
No more Sugar Ray. Or actually, his punishment should be continuing to do Sugar Ray music videos.
It should. And I mean, again, you listed the other movies that motherfucker was a part of. Like he went from Sugar Ray, which great. To Charlie's
no.
Yes, great.
I don't know about great.
A sentence should never go Sugar Ray great. In it, no.
By comparison to Charlie's Angels, and then the worst Terminator movie by a long shot.
Well, I don't know. Genesis was pretty rough too.
I don't know. You made Christian Bale like worthless in my book, and that's really hard to do. Even though he beat him, and I'm okay with that.
I mean, Okay, we can go into the finer
So
points.
we're just saying
Sugar Ray.
He should just be a producer. I think we should just produce everything known to man, but stop.
That every morning is straight up.
No, I'm actually okay with putting an end to his fucking life because he produced Sugar Ray, Smash Mouth, and Pretty Fry for a White Guy. Like, let's end his professional career while we can.
He has a real fucking name. He doesn't need to go by McG.
Yeah, McG.
Like, he's the whitest little bitch-looking dude in the world.
I love this animosity. This is great.
Yeah, Nate, you bring out the best in everyone.
Hate.
Anyway.
Yeah. So, Lisa, any final thoughts on this last scene or anything we haven't
I do
really...
like at the very end where they drive the car up and they knock over the bully
Jeremy, the buggy
bike.
Yeah.
And he's like, what is his name? His bike? Susan or something?
Cindy.
Yeah.
And the parents just crushed the crap out of that bike at the end.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Yeah.
That was a nice
I also
touch.
did not altogether hate the bully. Again, anyone under the age of like 15 in this movie was acceptable.
His dance moves when he was egging the house and he did his dance moves, pretty hilarious. I mean that was his shining moment of the movie for sure.
Yeah. So, anything else we didn't cover before we wrap up the main discussion?
And we got it all.
I think we hit the hits.
Masterpiece.
So with that, I'd like to ask you, what would you have done differently?
There are certain rules that one must abide by in order to successfully survive a horror movie.
All right, so Liz, you are any character in this movie. You can even McG if you want. What do you do differently besides reevaluate
Kill yourself? I knew you really set that up.
Your life choice. I know I did.
McG,
I know.
Kill yourself. Liz, 2017.
It just all sucks. I don't know. There's no better thing to do. I think if I was actually going to do a satanic ritual, I would have done it better. I mean,
so plan better.
Plan your satanic ritual.
I don't know why the cheerleader bitch or the Asian bitch or the other dude were necessary for it.
Yeah, none of this ritual made any sense.
Yeah.
Right? It was like, what did she want? Like, what did these people want? You only found out what the cheerleader wanted out of all of this.
Yeah. I would have been more organized in my satanic ritual.
Right. So this is what I thought I put together in my head. Right. You have B, who obviously has done this before, and I'm guessing
she tried. I think.
I think she was
did it
because she said I used to hate who I was. Now I don't.
Correct. So I think you get basically the idea. She's done it before successfully. She's gotten some of her wishes, which apparently were to be good looking and maybe witty. I don't fucking know. You have the quarterback dude, which seems to have a little bit sort of superhuman strength-ish, maybe not. So maybe he's done it successfully before as well. But then you run into this question of, okay, there's these three other people that I understand why they would want to get wishes in their life. Mm-hmm. Who wouldn't?
Yeah.
But why the fuck are they there? Why the fuck do you need them? If you've done this successfully in the past and all you need is blood from two different people, find those two different people, get their blood. Why are you giving wishes to these two, like this random cheerleader and this?
Yeah, what are you getting out of it? Agreed. Yep.
Yeah. I guess it could have just been B inviting that guy over, killing him, and then getting. Yeah, she could have done it herself. She doesn't need that. She literally needed nobody, but she needs anyone's help to get a nerdy kid.
Oh,
exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, and again,
if
no help for that.
If the cheerleader and the other dude had some sort of something that led you believe that they've done this in the past. Okay, even the Asian bitch, I'm like, okay, well, you seem creepy and like you know some shit, so maybe you have done it already and you know something about it. But the other two people were like, we have no idea what the fuck's going on. People are dying. I don't know. I want to be a journalist. Like,
yeah.
Why are you there?
I wonder if they were always going to like end up dying.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know what I mean?
The problem is they never really explained.
Maybe they had them as like, in case things went wrong or something, the patsy. I wonder if maybe that was it.
Like
that makes the most sense. It makes the most sense.
But then fucking show me that. Like I don't fucking.
I mean, it would make sense at least if you were saying to your point earlier about okay, she's the super hot, but she's also nerdy and this whole stuff. It made sense if like she was just some random nerd and she used this to become this hot.
Yeah.
But they never really they never go that step.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily need things spelled out for me, but I need more than just I used to be weaker.
Yeah, there should have been.
Tell me shit.
There actually should have been a flashback to the first time she.
Like how she got the
that actually would have added a lot. How she got the book, and then when she did the first time,
and what are these other kids
after.
trying to get? Like it should have been more. You should have known more about what they were trying to get out of it, so you would have more stakes.
Well, and when she shot Allison, the cheerleader, in the head and it exploded, and she said, "I think what did she say? Like that was so graphic." After she did it, that's a line in the movie. She should have then said like, "Yeah, oh, well, we were going to kill her anyway. Now I wasted it, right, or something, right?" To like add a little more context. Yeah, that actually would have helped the movie quite a bit.
So yeah, I think that's solid. Do a better satanic ritual.
Yeah.
Lisa, what about you?
I think Cole, right? That's his kid's name. Okay, so if I'm Cole, I'm really gonna stop running into fucking dead ends. That was driving me crazy. There was a wide open front door, and instead of running out the front door, he ran upstairs to his room. He ran into the treehouse. He ran into the restroom. I'm like, stop going to dead ends.
I think what that was supposed to be is he's like he's not a fighter. He's like a hider. I think that was what it was trying to show because he's kind of like.
You have a lot of fucking excuses for this movie.
I was going to say like the deep symbolism that they really put in.
There's no evidence to support.
No, that's what I thought.
Running up the stairs outside the front door was a better alternative.
I don't really care what he did. What I would do is not run into the fucking dead end.
Well, I think the thing is maybe also is that like if he runs outside, they can see him, and then. Apparently, this gazelle of a quarterback can just grab him.
Also, how does no one in the neighborhood hear what the fuck is going on?
Now, that is like the biggest plot hole of the whole
he
movie.
spends 45 minutes like talking to
there's
the bully
gunshots,
outside.
There's an explosion of an entire basement.
Well, again, they're all out with Protestants.
Getting unenthusiastic hand jobs.
Everyone took the same drugs that she was trying to give Cole to go to sleep.
We don't know. This could be in Amsterdam for all we know. I don't know where this movie takes place. You don't know where this movie takes place. You know nothing about this movie outside this fucking kid is running away from this chick with a shotgun.
Yeah.
Okay, there's not a lot of places in the world that speak fucking English with an American goddamn accent.
With Hyatts.
Yeah.
This is the American part of Amsterdam.
The Hyatt, that's the bad giveaway.
Hey, there's a Hyatt in Amsterdam.
That's true.
Right by the airport.
I've been to Amsterdam. I've been to Australia. The only other two countries I can think of that speak English and are not in the fucking North American continent, and they do not sound like fucking that. Also, they wouldn't have had guns readily available
and
because
the
it's only
car.
happens in this country.
And the muscle car.
And a muscle car.
And a giant ass firework.
Also true.
Yeah.
So, David, what would you have done differently?
I don't fucking know. I would have gone to bed.
I would have gone to bed.
He's like,
you would have just stayed in the bed. So Cole just stays in the bed the whole movie.
No, they just use his blood and he just
it just lets it happen and they get whatever powers they want. Actually, it looked very much like once the other dude was dead, right? Yeah. They were just going to get this kid's blood, and then after that, victimless crime. They were going to get their wishes, go on their merry fucking way. It doesn't look like they were going to murder anyone.
After the victim, victimless crime.
I was going to say the true victim would be whoever had to watch that bitch be a journalist.
I'm just saying, from a very...
depending on where you put the flag on when it starts, victimless crime.
Why don't you jump in on it? Like, okay, you got my blood. I want to wish too, damn it. Like,
but I'm just saying, like, I just don't give a shit about that dude. I've never met him in my life. I don't care that he fucking died. If you don't want to kill me, I'm just going to kind of get the fuck out of the way and let you do whatever weird shit you want to do.
See, that's exact opposite of me, which is why I think I like this movie more, because I would be the guy who's like, okay, I can't let this go. I can't let this happen. I have to stop this.
Yeah, Nate says that. In the fucking comfort of the podcast.
I'm just saying,
fucking earphones on.
That would be my strategy.
I'm sorry. I grew up in South America. Fucking shit starts going down, you fucking walk away. Just so you don't get caught up in the shit that's going down over there. Like, nope.
No, big old nope. All right, Nate. So is that what you would have done differently then, or what would you have done?
Well, no, I would. I mean, I wouldn't have done exactly what Cole did, but yeah, if I was B, I would have just. This kid obviously loved her, right? Obviously, yeah. He obviously loved her. I would have just asked for this dude's blood. He says in the movie, "I would have just given you my blood," right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, just you could have got like a couple pints of his blood and been done.
Yeah.
And you could have lured this guy into like not a house that like people are around. You could just like lured him into the woods or something and done all this.
Better satanic ritual.
Much easier, yeah. But I mean, the blood part specifically, because like you could have said it was for science. That's what he said in the movie. Like, oh, if you wanted it for science, I would just give it to you. And it's like, okay, sure, it's science, done.
Yeah, I don't know that I have anything different to add from this.
This movie's perfect for you?
Well, it's not that it's perfect, but yeah, well, I don't know why we need 5 fucking people in this cult. Clearly, she could have lured the nerd dude over, stabbed him in the brain.
Anywhere.
And Cole would have given the blood to her if he had asked. She didn't have to do shenanigans. I agree with Lisa. Cole should have run out the front door instead of going up the stairs where he has less chance of getting out. It worked out for him fine, but not by luck. Not
but
by,
now he's so much better of a person than he was before he had a hand in killing people. Yeah. So now he's a way better person, apparently. Who knows?
Yeah. And I think if I would done differently, I guess it would just been, if I'm the cop, I'm just taking these kids out. Mm-hmm. It's not like like a jury's going to convict me anyway.
Anyway, look at it. It was shocking. It was shocking that the police were not shooting people.
Yeah. I agree. In this case, this guy has a fucking poker from a fireplace. He's throwing like a javelin, and you're just like,
let me figure the situation out first.
Yeah, and then allows the chick to come behind him and slit her. You see, I would have done that. Yeah. Just, you have a weapon? Psh, you're down. Anyone else want to mess around? All on your knees, and you end it. Done.
I guess from that perspective, maybe this happened in Canada, where cops don't shoot people.
Not Idaho.
Not Idaho.
No.
See, this shit doesn't happen in Idaho.
Yeah. Because no hot people are living there.
No hot people, no ethnic minorities.
All right. So real quick, if you were going to give an award to anyone, who would you give an award to? I'll start this one. I'm going to say the best life coach here is Max, because as he's about to murder Cole, he's in like, wait, you're going to let this guy like egg your house? No, this is your house. He's giving him the Under Armour speech. You need to protect this house.
Yeah.
And let you go. I don't understand why this happened.
It was awesome.
It doesn't make any sense.
Probably one of my favorite scenes of the movie.
And then he still gets his ass kicked, which is great. I
think the part that makes sense when you think about that is, if you believe that both Max and B were originally Cole-like level people, when they see Cole, they see someone like them before all the wishes and all the powers came in, and so they relate to him.
If they had shown that would have been awesome.
Exactly. I'm making this shit up.
If they were nerds, you would have thought that they would have like seen Cole and be like, "Hey, why don't you be a part of this?"
Yeah.
Exactly.
I would have liked you to have seen a 1-minute flashback of every person who was there and their motivations. Like, it could have been like a 10-second, like some person like threw milk at their face in school and they were like pissed off. Done. That's more motivation than any of these people got at all. Yeah.
Runner-up award, the real monster of this movie is Cole for spoiling Mad Men. It doesn't matter if it's been on TV for 10. You've got to at least.
It's the first episode.
You've got to at least
you really can't spoil Mad Men.
And he says,
if he's willing to spoil that out of, he's going to spoil all kinds of shit.
But he didn't spoil Mad Men. He just that's not spoiling it.
He says you know you're Don Draper from Mad Men. As a negative, like at someone. That's ridiculous.
All right, Nate, what do you got?
That was good. I had the best pep talk award from the Max, but I gave the least nosy neighbors award to the whole neighborhood, and it's something that Lisa said. These people are all taking, like, this whole neighborhood is just taking all of the drugs to go to sleep every night. Yeah. I guess, or they're all out with Protestants. Either way,
definitely all out with Protestants.
There was that. Yeah, it was just, and I would say best aerodynamics foreshadowing to Cole and his miniature car.
Nice. Yeah. Liz?
I'm going to go with B, and most unrealistic bitch clearly written by a man.
I like it.
Fact.
I like it.
I'm gonna go. Okay, what's the name of the girl that's his own age? That like
Melody.
I'm gonna give Melody the fucking biggest turn a dude around fucking award. Because that bitch just grabs this kid, gives him one kiss, and he's like, I'm good to go. I'm gonna go fuck everything up.
If you think about it, this kid gets a pep talk from like every character.
That's true.
He gets a pep talk like from his mom,
except for the Japanese girl.
Yeah, no Japanese girl pep talk. But like, yeah, he gets a pep talk from her. B gives him a pep talk. Max, the QB, gives him a pep talk.
He gives him that one, and he also tells like when he, or not Max, the comic relief guy is like, Wait, you wake up in this situation and that's your first question? Why he didn't have a shirt on?
He's like,
that's what you.
And then he
the
goes,
nurse also is trying to like psych him up.
Yeah.
Like, why are you giving me shit?
Yeah,
Like,
he
it's
says-
just a fucking needle.
and then he says later, you still haven't answered my question. Like, why he doesn't have the
But again, Melody's the one that like finally like makes him go like, okay, I
Yeah.
got to get my shit together,
Yeah.
and then she gives him a kiss. And then
I'm
he's
so
like, okay.
jacked up. I'm gonna ram
Oh, yeah.
my
Exactly.
car, or not my car, his dad's car into. How does he? Wait, hold on. How does he get to the prostitute, if he doesn't have his car?
She picked him up. The girl
They
says
say that in the movie.
Yeah,
That's an option.
Not with a Protestant. She picked him up.
What?
They wasn't. Look,
Is it like a grub hub for bitches? Like what?
Oh man, what?
Yeah, so I would definitely do the Never Say Die award for the cheerleader because, oh my God, she never dies.
Hit shot, yeah.
Yeah. She doesn't.
That's good.
Journalists are very dogged in their
Apparently.
attempts and doing stuff. So,
All right. Well, I think that's all the awards. So I think that'll move us into
Final cut.
All right, we're going to kind of low high this, I think.
Yeah, sure.
So, David, your rating out of 10 for this movie.
We're not doing units of measure.
Units of measure.
well, yeah,
So
so
it's always out of 10.
something out of 10, something.
I'll give it. I mean, honestly, does anyone remember what I gave the Spooky Triangle movie?
Doesn't matter. Everything's different.
Okay,
It was. I think.
It was low.
but like a 0 or 1, right?
It was low. It was below a 3.
It was below 3. Okay, I'll give this one. I'll give it like a 4.5 deflated boobs. Yeah, it was like it was shitty, but it was enjoyable to watch. Or not enjoyable, but like I watched it. Some shit happened. I got to talk shit about it.
You didn't
I
suffer
laughed.
through watching it.
Yeah, it wasn't like Tourist Trap where I was like, why the fuck can't I go to bed right now? It's Thursday. I'm old. I want to be asleep.
Well, you
right
watched
now.
this on a Friday, so that may be part of
Right,
it.
maybe better. And we got cupcakes.
That makes
so
you more
we ate them
old
with
because
cupcakes.
it was a Friday instead of a Thursday.
It was Friday, so we could stay up till like 10:30. Woo!
Whoa, hold on.
And we had cupcakes.
You could have been Cole in this movie, then.
Oh, dude, like 12-year-old me was probably Cole. I was probably a little bitch. Like that's probably accurate.
Probably.
Probably.
All right, so 4.5. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
4.5.
So I'll go next. I gave this 6 out of 10 vase catches. Enjoyable. Again, not the greatest movie. There are certainly a lot of holes, a lot of issues. But again, I feel like if you are a fan of particularly like 80s style horror films where it's kind of nerd adolescent kid kind of grows into his own.
Yeah.
It's still a little bit of subversion, not as much as I think that would have made it better.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, enjoyable. You're not gonna. Well, I feel like you will watch it and not have a bad time. Clearly, I'm getting a lot of looks right now, so that is
Liz,
clearly not a
negative
mature.
100 out of 10.
Well, I feel like I'm a dude, so I enjoyed it probably more than Liz. That is probably the gender
it's
factor.
mostly it
true.
is a dude film.
This is the reverse Magic Mike of movies.
Speak
my
for
God.
your goddamn self, Nate.
On
Let's
that
talking
note,
about how hunky Channing Tatum was like maybe 2 days ago.
sweet guy.
I was, and I forget why.
Lisa, what would you give this one?
I'm going to give it 4 out of 10 big ass fireworks.
Big ass fireworks. I like it.
Yeah.
I'll go last.
Only because I do have to compare it to the fact that you guys, even though I didn't participate in the shows, maybe watched Tourist Trap in the Void. 1.5 terrible 90s.
So which is what are
Those are worse. Those were my
Okay, so
means
this
of
is better than The Void and Tourist Trap.
Yes.
Okay.
So 1.5 terrible 90s music videos.
Okay.
Nice.
So I am going to give
One
this...
and a half Smash Mouths, if you
Oh man, I'm gonna give this a 7 out of 10, which seems really high. I know,
Dude, I wish you would have been my professor in college. Like, the curve would have been beautiful. Like, oh, you wrote your name? That is so good. Yeah, you get a B just for that.
I give it a 7 out of 10 bottle spins.
That's nice.
I think I liked Cole. I think his whole deal was what made the movie good. Him deciding to take them down, and getting the courage and being a badass. And I watched this movie on a plane ride back from Las Vegas, And I don't know, maybe I just had like the good vibes. Just like, I don't know, this for some reason this movie like just it clicked for me for some reason. I watched.
What type of experience did you have in Vegas that you were
Protestant.
trying to get rid of on the way back?
I was there for a conference.
No, I wasn't going for that angle. I was like, is this like a Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas type of thing?
No,
where you were back and
I was there for
feeling
a vendor.
the good vibes.
I was there for a vendor conference, so it wasn't that exciting. But
well, it depends on what vendor you're talking to.
That's true. But it was just I don't know, it kind of just clicked. Yeah. But I like like you said, like the 80s teen thing where like they're a total nerd and then it turned around. It's kind of almost at the end. It was like a She's All That. Lisa's favorite. Oh my god! Because a She's All That where you start and then
it one time.
No.
Apparently that's my favorite movie ever.
Do not dare talk shit about that movie. That movie
I like that.
amazing.
No, I like that movie.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not talking shit about it.
All right.
Okay.
Well, maybe we'll have to do that as a bonus episode. We've talked about it enough.
Dude, I don't even need to watch it again. I can just tell you everything about the movie you need to know about right now. I watched it like 15 times because it used to always be on when I got home drunk on a Saturday night back in South America. I don't know why. I've seen it a million times.
As it usually is when that's everyone's drunk story. It's waking up.
Well, it's like
it's okay. No. For me, it was Bring It On, so it's fair. That's okay. Bring It On was mine.
Well, it's like every
wake
time,
up and this movie's on. I guess I'll watch that while I wait for this hangover.
It's like every time you stay home like sick from school, you watch like The Price is Right. And mind you, this happened in South America. Like there was only one channel that showed
it's like
American
She's All
shows.
That as The Price is Right. South America,
but for drunk people at 2 a.m. Middle of the day, it was still
it's
Price
how
is
she
Right.
becomes one of Barker's beauties.
Oh wow! She's all that too. Barker's Beauties.
Oh god! All right, so I think that's going to wrap it up for this week's episode. Nate, tell them where they can find us.
Yeah, you can find us at our website at texaspodcastmassacre.com. You can send us any messages at TXPodMassacre. We're on iTunes, we're on Stitcher, we're on Google Play, we're on TuneIn. We're all over the place. And again, in October, we're doing more movies, more episodes. So check those out. Those will be a couple times a week. That's about it.
Yep. Make sure to, if you like the show, to give us a rating on iTunes and on the other thing that we're on, Stitcher.
Yep.
Or really anywhere.
Tell your friends, tell your enemies. If you hate them and you hate this podcast, tell them to listen to it.
Make them watch terrible movies like we make our friends do. And then you can all just let us know what you think as well. For that said, thank you both, Liz and Aviv, for joining us this evening. Thank you, both my co-hosts, for putting up with this nonsense. And and thank you to everyone listening once again from Texas Podcast Massacre. Just keep telling yourself it's only a movie. Good night.